zone. We're hitting on all situations, 2 minutes, anything that's happening in the game, we'll touch on that a little bit tomorrow.
Does it get a little more specific toward Kent State yet, or is that next week?
No, we're not to that, just training camp right now. Offense versus defense, individual improvement, still where we are.
I know you love grass normally, but I assume the grass out there was a little wet, a little slick.
Wet. If we're here, that would be the reason.
Okay.
Rained quite a bit. So, again, we're going to play here. We won't do it very often, but we'll, especially back-to-back days, but we'll do it that way tomorrow.
I was disappointed I didn't hear Aretha Franklin.
I'm sorry?
I didn't hear Aretha Franklin.
You got here a little bit later.
Oh, you had some early?
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
And we started off, stretching. It's more calm. Then, it's not like Aretha done a whole lot of, loud screaming type music.
Correct.
I'm still in mourning too.
Okay.
Just one of the all-time greats. It's
Sure.
not the same. Not the same without her around.
Sure. Yeah, I figured you were a fan. I know you. She's not
Huge
Motown specifically, but it seems like she was.
Huge fan from early days. She made just about everything. Any way she sang. I'm talking about from a cappella to all of the starting, games, national anthem before games. I mean, you kind of name it. I've kind of seen her perform.
Oh, have you seen her
No,
live?
I'm talking about, but now when I say perform, YouTube now, it's like
YouTube.
you've been there.
Okay, it's like you there. I'm writing about intelligence. The player needs to play football now, and we talked about this a little bit, but kind of how maybe is different from back in the day in terms of what the guys have to do.
That's where I'm going back here. I like to think that it's always been that way.
Okay.
I mean, you have to, and especially at the University of Illinois.
Okay.
We have student athletes here, but the game, I don't think it's gotten any, it was complicated back then too.
Okay.
The smarter you are, the more you got into being a student of the game, the better you're going to play. It was that way. It's definitely that way now.
I talked to Annie White about your role, and she said you're very supportive of what she tried to do. Talk about that, how important it is for these guys to understand what they needed to be doing.
First, I don't see any other way. How could you not be?
Right.
I mean, we say student athlete. I mean, it's just not lip service. Our guys go to class. We check class attendance. It's not. It's mandatory. It's not voluntary to go to class. You show up to everything. Any type of resource you would need to be a successful student, we have for our athletes here at the University of Illinois. Annie and the crew does a great job with that. They're a part of our staff, this group of teaching the guys daily.
Do you ever have to step in with somebody that she might have?
Like everything else. It's daily. We're involved daily with everything, all walks of life for our players, whether it be strength and conditioning, academics, or football.
Is a smarter football team a better football team?
That's it. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
You've seen that over the years?
Yes. When you have players that you say are coaches on the field, they're saying that they kind of know what's going on.
Sure.
As much as anything. It's just not about knowing your position. It's about knowing the better you get, the great ones know what everybody's supposed to do. It's just not the quarterback and the Mike linebacker.
Okay. Coach, Ricky Smalling was one of the first recruits to buy into this rebuild. What's that meant to you?
It means the world. Ricky, first of all, he's a good player, great guy, competitor. It doesn't matter whether it's off-season workouts, whatever. I say today was his best day of kind of showing up. With our offense, we're going to have a lot of one-on-one situation, receiver, DB. Ricky's going to win most of those.
What does Ricky add to this offense in a way outside of just like going down the field and getting those deep balls?
I think that's it, just big playability. But for us, it's just not about that passing game. Of course, it's about blocking too. And Ricky is a physical receiver. It's just not about catching balls for him.
Talking about Lou Dorsey, how have you seen him kind of progress here in camp, and what are just some of the expectations for him going into the season?
Well, I think improvement for Lewis has been in his blocking. And when you come in as a tight end, most tight ends, of course, nowadays it's about the athletic pass-catching tight end, but ours needs to be able to block too. I think Lou has taken his game, that he realizes that. He's really worked on his blocking. That's what I say he's improved on the most. Last year, he made all type of catches. We know he can do that. It's the other phase that he needed to improve on.
What kind of effect does that have on opposing defense, having a tight end that can block and go out wide and run wide receiver routes?
Well, quite a bit. Tough duty. You just think on who will be guarding them. Linebackers, safeties. they're not working on a lot of pass stuff most of the time. That should be a good matchup for us.
Dominic Stampley's a local kid who came back. What have you seen from him through his first few weeks of camp?
Good slot receiver, great quickness. He's a competitor too, tough guy for his size. I think there's something special about being a hometown guy too and playing. You know, as you talk about Dominic, he can tell you about coming here as a high school athlete, working out in this stadium, want to play here someday. So to have an opportunity to live his dream like that, I know he's pumped up about his first game here in the stadium.
You got Milo as a transfer here from Washington. What have you seen of him, and how excited are you to see him play for you down the road?
He's athletic. First off, he's got good size. Just the profile that we're looking for at the linebacker position he has. Speed, quickness, he can jump out of the gym. Physical player too. So we're going to have to wait for him a year, but the wait will be well worth the wait. I think he's going to be an outstanding football player someday.
He was late to football, wasn't he? When he started playing later in life? Is that right? Or
I don't know a whole lot about him way back then,
okay.
but I just know that he's doing a pretty good job of it now.